Whoopee! Today I have with me the Metal Robot Spirits Lancelot Albion from Code Geass Lucia the Rebellion R2, baby. I did an unboxing video of this guy already, so please check that out. But since we already know the box, let's just get right into the review. Here is the Lancelot Albion next to a can of Sprite Zero. And then another size comparison with the 2009 Robot Spirits Lancelot Albion. I will be comparing the two throughout the video. Taking a closer look at the Lancelot Albion, the first thing you'll notice is he's a hefty boy. That's right. There is quite a bit of metal. He has metal throughout the chest, the elbows, the shoulder joints, as well as the shoulder hinges, the hips, the knees, and the ankles are also made of metal. Not everything is made of metal. Sorry, I lost train of thought. But, oh yeah, and the abdomen is also metal as well. The gold chrome looks really nice. It's actually not that bad of a fingerprint magnet. My fingerprints aren't really getting stuck on there. But it adds so much to the figure. And then has nice translucent red pieces for the slash harkens, and as well as the knees. Beautiful. And it does have an opening cockpit as well, which you can fold down. And there is the seat. The seat can't come out any farther than that though, so. Closer look at the head sculpt. Beautiful. It's got green painted eyes. God, it's so beautiful. I love the pearlescent white. And then it has, I think it's more of a monochrome gray throughout. And then it has a deeper gray for the joints, which are the actual metal parts. And then it has just normal gunmetal up there for the other, for the upper abs. He has a double ball jointed head, so he can do some chicken action. He has ball joints in the shoulders. The shoulders themselves, the shoulder pads are on a hinge. You can see the metal piece in there. You have a rotation at the upper part of the arm. He has a very stiff elbow bend. One thing that's kind of scary is it's metal rubbing on metal, so it can be kind of terrifying when you're bending stuff. But he can achieve more than 90 degrees, which I dig. The hands are on a inner joint as well. If I pop this off, you can see they are on a slight, it's not a double ball joint, but is kind of just a basic hinge, and then you have the ball joint itself, which the fist actually plugs into, which is on a ball joint. For the abs, you have 2 points of articulation. You have the upper abs, which he can crunch forwards, back, and then he has a rotation at his waist. Oh yeah, the upper torso, it can also rotate as well too. It's just a ball joint up in there. For the hips, just ball joints. Again, very stiff, so you gotta be careful with it. You can kick forwards, and you can, of course, kick back. There's no skirt armor or anything like a Gundam. Move out, careful. You can actually scrape paint in the instructions. It'll tell you all the points where you can scrape the paint. The hips is one of them. I haven't scraped any paint yet, but just be wary. He can spread. Oh, gotta be careful not to scrape the paint, but he can spread pretty well. He doesn't have a designated swivel in his thigh. Sadly, it's just a ball joint that moves forwards and back. You have a knee joint, which looks nice. Land spinners will rotate. They are just on a ball joint, and then the wheel cover on the land spinners can rotate as well. The original Lancelot did not have that at all. And then for the foot, you just got a ball joint, and there's actually an ankle pivot in there. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. There's an ankle pivot which You can tilt, but it's just kind of stiff, and I don't want to move it because this itself is plastic on metal, so this has the potential of breaking, which is scary. And then the foot guard is also on a ball joint, so you can kind of just wiggle that around, which is actually kind of interesting. But that is all the articulation for the Metal Robot Spirits. I believe that the original Lancelot Albion pulse ability is pretty much the same, except for there's some mechanics within the original one that are a little bit different, with the ankles just being ball joints and no pivot at all. The shoulders are actually not on hinges, they're on ball joints. And I believe everything else is pretty much about the same construction-wise. Oh yeah, and the original one only has a upper ab joint, which is on a ball joint. Next, we get to take a look at all the accessories. First, we gotta go through the hands, obviously. So the figure comes with the standard open palm hands straight out of the box. You get 2 closed fists, and then you get 2 just standard holding hands, and then you get 2 specific sword holding hands with a angled wrist hole. You also get 2 trigger finger hands, which leads into the Varus rifle. You get 2 of these, and just look how beautiful it is. I love the blue and the translucent plastic, and it's just so beautiful. We're to compare it with the old Varus rifle. Here it is. Obviously, it's smaller, and it's a deeper blue. It's more of a navy. I love the Metal Robot Spirits one, just because it's more vibrant. And one of the cool things about this Varus rifle is the fact that it can transform. That's awesome. So, to get into the activated Varus mode, so you're going to pull on the stock. You're going to split it in half. Make sure it's split all the way. And then we're going to take these red pylons and just lift them up. It's kind of, you got to be kind of gentle and fragile with it. And there is the activated Varus rifle, and this is just beautiful looking. It's, I don't know, I'm kind of geeking out just because you can actually transform. But here is the previous activated Varus rifle. Again, this doesn't transform. In the original Robot Spirits Lancelot Albion, you actually only got 1 activated and 1 non-activated. And you actually had to get the energy wing set, which in fact came with another unactivated Varus, 1 activated Varuses, 1 activated Varus, and then 2 semi-activated Varus, which is so strange, but it's super weird, and I don't understand actually at all, but the Perfect Transformation Varus is amazing. The next accessory we're going to be taking a look at are the slash harkens. You get 2 for the thighs, and then you get 2 for the forearms. Attaching the leg slash harkens, you're just going to pop off the thigh one. And then we're going to be using the ones with the peg, which just slot right in, like so. And it is bendy, hendy, wendy. And then for the forearm slash harkens, I'm going to pop this off. And we're going to be using the pegged ones. Yeah, they are specific. So the forearm ones are going to be pegs, or square pegs, and then the thigh ones are just going to be a singular round peg. But slash harkens look really nice. I love the look of them. The translucent red make them shine. Look really, really good. The original slash harkens on the 2003 version are kind of janky. They're really short, and they're not even painted. They're just standard gold. So the Metal Robot Spirits definitely has the one up. The next accessory are the sheaths. He comes with 2 sheaths, and then each sheath has the unactivated MVS sword. It's so dinky and small, but all the paint apps are there. I love the green painted jewel. Slot this back in. And if we're going to bring over the Lancelot here, to attach them, it's just a peg and a hole. They're just going to go in the front. And then you want the sharp point to be pointing back, because it's going to line up with the energy wings. Speaking of the energy wings, you get 2 stored up energy wings, which will go right onto the second peg behind the sheath. And you'll know which side's which, just because you want the right one to be set lower, just because you want it to line up with the sword sheath. So what I do is I just peg it on lightly and then move the sheath into place. I press it down and it will line up like a puzzle. When you do this, you're not going to be able to move the sheaths all that much, because you don't want to break the sculpt. So they're kind of just stuck in a static position going down. Doing the same for the other side. Looks pretty good. This guy's got 2 sheaths because he has 2 swords. He has 2 MVS swords, or the Master Vibration swords. And taking a look at the 2013 version, obviously the newer one looks a lot cleaner and is actually just reused from the 2013 Lancelot. It's sculpted a little bit more fine. When they are hilt by hilt, the original one has a longer blade but shorter handle. And then the butts of the sword are the Metal Robot Spirits is painted and the original is not. One accessory that the original Lancelot did not come with was a shield, which the Metal Robot Spirits one does come with. And I love it because the translucent green looks amazing, and also it has a white pearlescent paint at the top, just to look like it's emitting from his forearm, which we will attach just by removing this part. And there is a peg that just plugs in. It looks pretty good. I love that white effect there. Makes it look like it's emitting. Now the best accessory is obviously the energy wings. Look how beautiful this is. I love the dark green around the wings, and it's completely clear in the middle. I love it. They're so vibrant, so beautiful. I love wing effects. So, Strike Freedom and Destiny can eat their heart out. But we're just going to compare it real quick next to the original Lancelot from 2009. And these are garbage. These are garbage. Look how dull they are. It's just so disappointing. The difference is insane, actually. And then just for another quick size comparison, here it is next to the Hyper Energy Wings set wings. Obviously, these are bigger, but I think these are perfectly sized, and the color is a little bit more to my liking. Attaching the wings, all we're going to do is pop out the stored up ones, and then they're just going to peg right in. They're a little tricky just because they're on multiple hinges. Speaking of hinges, it rotates at the base. It can move forwards and backwards at that joint. It has a rotation at the middle part, as well as another hinge forwards and backwards. And then you have an up and down hinge at the top of the wing. The final accessory included is an action base. It says the Metal Robot Spirits Lancelot Albion Nightmare frame with a golden Geass symbol, which is really, really nice. And then it has the actual stand part, which is adjustable. You can move up and down. There's several different notches, lock it into place. And then for the top here, it's locked in place with this button. You can push it in, and then you can move up and down. It can rotate. Push it in to lock it into place. Plug these right on the base. Then it has a support stand as well. You can have the longer version, or you can flip it around and make it shorter. Just put it again over here. And this will just slightly rest in there, like so. And then you're gonna have this. This is the actual connector that will connect to the Lancelot. So plug this out the top here. And we'll take our Lancelot here, and there's a hole under the cockpit, which we'll plug right in. And what's also cool about this is you can actually take one of the Varus rifles and slide it underneath. Now, this is probably the scariest thing, just because you can scratch the paint, and that's literally what just happened. I'm so sad. I scratched the paint there. And here we are at the end of the episode of the Metal Robot Spirits Lancelot Albion. What can I say? I think this is a masterpiece of a figure. I love the sculpting, the paint, everything, from the little panel lines that make it look so mechanical, to the energy wings, to all the accessories. I love it. Everything from the animes in there, and it's just, the chrome makes it stand out so well. It's one of my favorite mech designs of all time, from one of my favorite animes of all time. I feel like this might be one of my favorite figures of all time. It's definitely up there, and I just love this design. Any Lancelot design, I love. White and gold, such a perfect color scheme. I highly recommend this if you're a Mecha fan, Code Geass fan. It's just worth the purchase at the right price. This goes for $200+ on the aftermarket. Definitely not worth it. If you can find it for a decent price, I think you should get it. I got mine for $123 when it came out on BBTS. Sadly, they don't have that anymore. But you can actually maybe pre-order the Lelouch of the Resurrection Lancelot Zero. But I will leave a link in the description if you would want to pick up that figure. Pre-orders come in and out all the time, so it can come up or not. But thank you guys for watching. I definitely appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one.